Hello, today I'm going to walk you through how to use the OneSearch Discovery platform as a research tool. The library's OneSearch Discovery platform is an integrated search that allows you to search all of our database content as well as all of our ebook collections simultaneously. To access OneSearch Discovery, you're going to begin on the library's homepage. You're going to scroll down until you see new features at the library, and you're going to select the OneSearch Discovery box. You will be taken to the OneSearch Discovery home screen and the basic search box. The first thing you're going to want to do is in the top right corner, you're going to want to make sure you are logged in. You're going to click on My EBSCO, and you're going to click on the blue box that says Sign into My EBSCO. You will know when you're signed in because your name will appear in the top right instead of the previous My EBSCO language. There is a new feature that OneSearch Discovery has that is defaulted on for all library users. It is this natural language feature. You now have the option to search using common language keywords. You can do a common language statement or a common language question instead of using keyword strings that are separated by and, or not. You can still use those and, or not phrases, but you also now have the option of using natural language. Let's do a search to show an example of what a natural language question could look like. I'm going to say, what are the advantages of rebound therapy? And then I'm going to simply hit go. And you can see in our results that it will have recognized those keywords in the form of a common language question, and it's going to give us over 8,000 different results for the effects of rebound therapy in a variety of forms. And just like normal searching in databases, you can filter using natural language searching as well. You'll just use these filters below the search box. So that is an example of how the natural language, common language searching works. We're going to go back to the search screen, and we're going to put in an advanced search using Boolean search terms. So we're going to hit on advanced search, and I'd say I want to do a search for the idea of social media and mental health. So I'm going to separate my terms, and the first term I want to do is social media. And you can let autocomplete help you as well. So you can do social media and then or social networking. And anything that's more than one word, you want the computer to take it as a phrase. So you're going to put quotations around those phrases. And you're going to separate your like terms by or. And the second general concept that I want to research about is social media as it relates to mental health. So I'm going to go down to the second box and do mental health. And I can let the autocomplete help me come up with other terms as well. I can do mental wellness or mental well-being. And then I'm also going to do the strategy of separating all of these terms with quotations because they are all phrases and not individual words. And if I had a particular location or age population that I wanted to make sure was included, I could add that in this third line here. But then I'm going to hit search. And you will see I have a lot of different results. One thing you need to pay attention to is what your assignment requirements are for using sources. Sometimes, often, you will have a requirement for sources to be scholarly and peer-reviewed. So you can simply use these filters that you find below the search bar to select scholarly and peer-reviewed. and then our results will refresh, and we will only be looking at things that are scholarly and peer-reviewed. A good piece of advice to use filters is to filter so you are only looking at the type of sources that you can use for your assignments. That way you're not wasting time going through sources that you can't use. Also, a common filter is this all date filter. You can do a common one, which is past 5 years, past 10 years, or you can add a custom range. So I'm going to then filter again and do I only want scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles about social media and mental health in the last 10 years. So now it's going to refresh again, and it's going to give me just those published in the last 10 years. If I'm interested in reading about, let's say, this third article here, examining the public health impacts of social media on youth mental health. If I'm interested in reading more about that, I can browse the abstract here in the preview, or I can go into the article result page by clicking on the title, and the article result page will have a lot of information. At the top here, it will have all of the citation information. It will have your access to possible full text. This has PDF access. And then if you scroll down, you will see additional citation information as well as subject terms and the abstract. The abstract is a typically 150 word, 250 word summary of what the article is about and or the research survey. Subject terms will give you some different terms that you can choose to add to your search string that you may or may not have used before. And then to access this article, you're going to go to this access button, or you can simply use the download shortcut. If you want to save this article and come back to it at a different time, or make sure you have it for your research paper, you can go up to this save flag right above the title, and you will hit save, and that will add this article to your saved lists of sources. Now, how do you access your saved list? You go up to the personal account settings where you're logged in, and then you click on saved, and that will show you all of your different saved articles that you have flagged. You can also add an article to a project. So let's say I'm doing a psychology research paper. You can add a project that's called psychology research paper, and then when you save an article, it will ask you what project you want to add it to. You can hit add to project, and then it will pop up and say choose a project, and I can select my project, and then that saved article will go directly in there. And to access your projects, you also go up to the top right to the account settings and go to projects. You will also find a cite feature that's right in between the saved and the add to projects. This cite feature will allow you to put in what kind of citation you are doing. So let's say I'm using APA Standard at 7th edition. You will have access to a reference page citation from your article. Some things to note about this. You can choose to use this citation, but know that when you paste it into a Word document or a Google Doc, it will strip away your formatting. So that means that everything that's in italics here will no longer be in italics, and you may or may not have your hanging indent. So if you choose to paste this in, just know that you will need to add back in those style elements of your italics and your hanging indent. We're going to go back to our search results, and then if you find a search result that does not have access to full text, you can go up to the top of your search and go to this links drop down, and you can request this resource through interlibrary loan. So I would write down the title or keep the title open in a different tab so that you can then go to request this resource. And if it's an article, you're going to fill out the interlibrary loan article request form. And if it's a book, you're going to fill out the book request form. And those forms are found on this interlibrary loan page. Here is the article form, and here is the book form. Okay, I'm going to do my same search, except for this time, instead of using the and or strategy, I'm going to do natural language. So I'm going to do, what effect does social media use have on mental health? So that is my natural language question. For that same topic that I was using as an example, I'm going to hit search. And you will see that my filters have remained, my scholarly peer-reviewed filter and my past 10 years filter. And if you are interested in learning more about how natural language works, you can go and select this how does it work, and that will take you to a resource that tells you how natural language works. And if you're interested in understanding how natural language is read, you can hit show refined query, and that will show you the and or Boolean keyword string that the algorithm has created based on your natural language common question. If you are interested in learning more about natural language by watching a video dedicated to it, you can find that video linked in the description for this video down below. If you have any research-related questions about OneSearch Discovery or any of the library databases, please do not hesitate to reach out to the librarians with your questions. We are happy to help.